Hi, I am going to do a quick eyebrow tutorial for you today. If you don't have any eyebrows at all like me, you will need to draw your eyebrows on every day, and that can be hard to get them even. So I'm going to show you how to do it slowly, and then once you get the hang of it, you can be faster at it and maybe not use the outline that we're going to start with. If you have any eyebrows at all, you'll want to brush them up and away from the corner of your eye. I don't really have much eyebrow, as you can tell, but if you have more than me, this would be the first step that you want to do. For some reason, a long time ago, having a very thin line eyebrow was trendy, and now it's not so trendy. So now we have to deal with eyebrows. I'm going to use two products for my eyebrows today. I'm going to use, they're both made by Unique, which is kind of typical for me. I am a Unique presenter, so I do use a lot of Unique makeup. However, I don't always use Unique tools in makeup. Like for right now, I have Stila eyeliner on my eye because I like it better than the Dip and Draw eyeliner from Unique, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm going to be using is the Moodstruck Precision Brow Liner Pencil. It's in the medium color. That's best for my color. I have brown eyebrows, so this is brown. If you have blonde eyebrows, they make a blonde, and if you have black eyebrows, they make a black. The other thing I'm going to be using is this Brow Obsession palette. It's called Moodstruck Brow Obsession Palette. It's got basically everything you need in one little container. Mine's a little bit messy, so I'm sorry about that. This number 5 bit right here is it's more heavy, and it presses your eyebrow into place, your actual hair. The 1 is the base, the 2 is a darker color, the 3 is your outline, and the 4 is your highlight. So I'm going to be using basically all of these except for the 5. I don't usually use that. I have shown people how to use it before, but I don't really use that very much. Because I don't have any hair to bring it down. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this pencil here, and I'm going to draw an outline for my eyebrows. Your first dot, and basically all your dots are going to help you with your guide. So what I do, and you can start with the outside of your nose, between your nose and your nostril, this line right here, and go up to your eyebrow. But I prefer to just stick it right in the corner of my eye and go down past my the corner of my eyeball. So we're here and then just up from there. Sometimes I'll put my finger on the corner of my lip where I am ending, so I can make the same dot on both sides. So as you can tell, my eyebrows are very uneven, and these dots might even be uneven. So what you can do is you can take a line and go across. So this dot just needs to be a little bit higher, which is fine. So I'm going to go a little bit higher with this dot and make this one a little more visible. There's a lot of tools that you can use to go straight across. You can start here and then do another one up here, but basically what I do is I just try to keep this line straight and draw this little tiny end piece. That's where my eyebrow is going to be. I like a straight brow at the edge here. If you prefer to round it, you can make a little moon shape on each side. I find that a little more difficult to do when I'm making my eyebrows even, because the moon shape will vary from side to side. So now I've got the inside pieces of my eyebrow done. The next thing I'm going to do is find the end of my eyebrow, and how I do that is going from the corner of my nose to the corner of my eye, and then finding my eyebrow end. So I can kind of see where my eyebrow would end. but you want to start here and go to here and then make your line. I always put a finger where, you know, you're ending so that on the other side it's the same. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but it would be nice if it did, right? So I've got a front and an end here on both sides, and you can go from side to side to see if it's even, but you'll notice when you start going. So the next thing you're going to do is find your arch, and the way you find your arch is by looking straight into your pupil. You're going to go in between your pupil and the outside of your eyeball from your nose, in between there, and that's where your arch is going to be. And you can make it as high or as low as you want. Same thing on the other side. I kind of pressed into my face there a little bit. But again, you can go back and forth to see if they're even, or you can just look, you know, you can see if they're even or not usually. And mine look okay. So then from there, if you want to have a very pointy brow, you can go straight up and straight down. And the same thing here. I like mine a little bit more rounded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend like this pen is perpendicular to the floor. I'm going to come up past the outside of my pupil and make a dot in between the top of this line and this. And then from the corner of my eye, I'm going to make another dot between this dot and that dot. Same thing on this side. The top and the high brow, or the high arch. And then from here, between those two dots there. Now I'm going to draw a line between each of my dots. You can go backwards or forwards, whatever one you feel more comfortable with. I'm going to go backwards. I just feel like that's the way my hand wants to do it, so I'm going to do it that way. And then another line straight across. And then a line from the dots to each other. Okay, and then the other side. Now I've got a base, basically a guide for the rest of the work that needs to be done. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and I have a liner shader brush, also made by Unique, funny. It's called the liner shader brush, and it's made by Unique. I'm going to use the thinner side. This part I use for the pink and the white, the highlight. And then this side I use to make my actual brow. If you have thicker brows, you can use this side, and I would probably not go flat. I would use it sideways. But my eyebrows are very thin, so I don't really have that luxury. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in and go back and forth pretty gently. You can see it kind of flakes up into a powder. I'm going to kind of just fill in this line. You are in charge of your own face, so you can move it how you need to make sure that you've got the right lines and enough filled in. This is just to give me a bigger guide than the one that I had previously. If I follow these same lines, it will turn out good. I'm going to do the other side. Honestly, my dots ended up in a different place than they usually do, which I think is just because I'm doing this on camera. But either way, it's going to turn out even and fine. So now I'm going to take the number 2, which is the darker one, and I'm just going to press into it, maybe make a line. And then I'm going to make the bottom line first. And then I'm going to make the top line. Okay, now in order to fill in all this area, I'm going to do this one first, the number 1, because it's got a little bit of the darker color on it already, so it'll blend a little bit better. And then on this side too. And then I'm going to go back through with my darker one and kind of just flick in some darker color into the midsection of the eyebrow, so it creates depth. And makes it look like I have some hair as well as the shape. So I've got a pretty good outline here. What I'm going to do now is kind of clean it up and do the outline with the pink. So I get quite a bit on my brush. And then I'm just going to go back and forth. Into my eyebrow. Because then if I don't like a line, I can kind of scoop it away. Like right there. And push it up if I want to. And then I'm just going to keep adding more. I feel like I can be very generous with this highlight. And I'm going to do it all over my whole eyebrow, all the way around. Same thing on this side. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go back in with this lighter white and really make this highlight arch. So that I can get like a little brown chicken wow. And then other side as well. Now for anything that I don't like, I can go back in, probably with the lighter one first, just to make sure that it's exactly what I want it to be, and make any adjustments. I flicked that down a little too far on accident. But, you know, you can fix up your own messes, which is great about using your own guide, is that, and using the highlight and the color, is that you can fix it if you want to. But the bottom line is, like, my eyebrows are even, which is nice. Which is way, way nice. Because before, you know, just drawing it on with a pencil or whatever, they weren't even until I started making that guide. And that guide changed everything for me. And so that's basically the biggest reason why I wanted to share, is because I have had this problem for a very long time, and I finally found a solution. And whatever guide you use, you just want to keep to that, you know, same guide. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. This one might be just a little bit thinner, so I can go back in and press this up and out of the way if I want to. And I can also, you know, make this thicker if I want to. Basically what you see is what you get. It's kind of like an artist making art. If you see a line that's kind of out of proportion or doesn't look right, then it probably doesn't look right, you know, on your face. So you just want to go in and fix it and then darken it again. So that's how I do my eyebrows. Ta-da! And I really like them a lot. So again, just these 3 items. I mean 2 products with 1 brush, so 3 products I guess in total. The Unique Medium Pencil Brow Liner, and then the Moodstruck Brow Obsession Palette with the Liner Shader Brush. Those are my 3 for my eyebrows. I hope it helps, and I hope those of you that did like me and made little chola eyebrows when they were younger definitely can make up for that now with some guides and a pretty face. So, hope it helps.